How's it going, YouTube family? Today I've come all the way to Galicia. I've come to meet someone who has completely left the city behind to come live alone in a house that's over 100 years old, which she's trying to restore because it was totally abandoned. She wanted to fulfill her dream and has decided to do what many of us sometimes wish for, to completely leave the city behind and come to places like this. It's amazing. The little village is right back here and it has very few inhabitants. She is probably now making the most of the good weather, even if it's rainy and gloomy. It's actually pretty good. We're in a terrible storm. On my way here, I thought my camper van might tip over. I arrived in it, which you can see there, to spend the night in this amazing place. Look at this forest. Ancient. These magical forests in Galicia. It has been spectacular to have breakfast here next to the fountain with nothing but the sound of the birds and the water. And well, this little path here is going to take us straight to his house. I'll share her social media here. She goes by Sola en el Monte because this village is in the mountains. And she's alone. She came here completely by herself to fulfill her dream. I hope you'll stay and watch the video. You'll learn something and get motivated, especially if you've ever wanted to leave the city for a natural place like this. And that's it. I'll also leave you my own links in case you want to stay a bit more up to date with content I don't upload to YouTube. And let's get to it. Well, I'm already getting close to his house. And of course, she's over there working in the garden. I don't know if you can see her. And this must be her little dog. What's going on? What? How's it going, handsome? You look like a wolf. He's so cute. Okay, let's talk to her and see what she says. How are you, Lucia?
Very well.
What a place you live in, huh?
Yes. A paradise, that's right.
Incredible, really incredible. What are you doing? Working in the garden or what?
Yes, opening up a bit more land.
Just a little bit, huh?
Yes.
Nothing. I was just telling them a little about you. I was telling them that you came here to restore a house all by yourself.
Yes.
Impressive, since the house is over 100 years old and was fully abandoned.
Yes.
And you're giving it a second chance. Not only that, you've also succeeded on social media because I think a lot of people want to come to a place like the one you've come to fulfill the dream of being here. It says Sola en el Monte. Look at this place. Imagine eating what the land produces for you. What are you going to plant here?
Some cabbages here.
Cabbages?
Yes, they loosen the soil and save my back some work.
Are you good at everything here, or is there something that...
No, things like tomatoes and such don't ripen here. I'll have to set up a greenhouse, but...
You're taking it step by step, right?
Yes, I have other priorities.
Well, I came here to meet you so that first you can show us the kind of life you lead, and above all, to answer a lot of questions that many people have. Because it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
What's it called? Ekaed. It's beautiful.
Yes.
What I was telling you mainly is to answer the questions that a lot of people have who want to make the dream you're living right now come true, which is coming here alone or, well, with someone. Above all, to fulfill the dream of saying, I'm moving to a village, going to live out in nature, leaving the city completely behind. And I'm fulfilling a dream. Because honestly, for me, people tell me that a lot in the videos, but I haven't done it yet. It's on my mind, but I still haven't taken the leap or dared to try. I dedicate myself to traveling and seeking places that... I imagine, Lucia, that you fell in love with this place when you arrived, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I got here and I felt in my heart a feeling that said, I'm staying here, this is my home, and that's what I'm doing, making it my home, so my home.
Well, I'll let you finish here, and then if you want, we can go so you can show us your house and a little more of your town, which is charming. I've loved what I've seen. Yes.
It's a wonderful place to live.
Very well.
Well, this is my house. I came to the village so I could be self-sufficient because my dream was to live off what I could get myself. I spent many years studying permaculture, and honestly, this is a wonderful laboratory for everything I've been learning. My animals are happy, I'm happy. I traded the city, the noise, and everything that didn't fulfill me at all. For this, I mean, I only hear the birds, it's a dream. Honestly, I couldn't imagine anything else.
It's something they're definitely going to ask you. What caught your attention? I mean, what was inside you that made you want to come to a place like this? Because I'm wondering how many people are living in this town right now.
Including me, there are 9 of us full time. Yes, and then there are another couple who come on the weekends. And what made me want to come to a place like this, I really wanted something more isolated. I wanted a house all to myself in the middle of nowhere. But in the end, these places deserve to be repopulated. There are still services here. The baker comes right outside my house every week. It's really nice, honestly. And well, that's what drew me here. I've spent my whole life studying things about nature, and I was living in the city, which didn't make sense. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and above all, to do my bit to fight the depopulation affecting villages across Spain, which is brutal, and I think it's terrible. In the end, we have all the options in the countryside, but we still prefer the cities, even though we're unhappy. So I said no more.
I imagine you felt that fear we all feel with such a radical change when you said, I'm leaving with my animals and I don't know how they're going to be there. You imagine it's going to be great because you're in nature, but then you say, I'm going to a house I have to restore that I don't know what condition it's in. I have no idea about anything, and that's the truth. You're doing things without having any idea about anything, and that's actually the coolest part. That fear, that feeling of change, how would you encourage people to set that aside and listen to their instincts? To say, I'm going, I'm leaving, and I'm going to fulfill my dreams.
I think in the end, you get over fear wherever you are, right? And honestly, I was much more afraid of staying in Madrid with all the instability there, with all the problems, with all the crime, than coming here to come here and learn how to put a roof on a house, how to install an electrical system, how to replace a window. Doubts can arise anywhere, but ultimately do what you truly want. That will always prevail.
Ultimately, that's what matters. We should act, follow our hearts, and support these people. Look, I see one of your neighbors in the back. It makes me laugh because the people here, of course, how did they welcome you? How was it? Because that's another thing people ask a lot about. When you arrive as an outsider in a place like that, they say, wow, let's see what this person is going to do here, you know? Because that's the fear in small towns. They're very protective about that. How did they welcome you?
Honestly, they welcomed me with open arms. I haven't experienced what people say about small towns being protective and possessive since they've treated me like royalty. They're like family to me. If the neighbors go to a fair or something, they're like, hey girl, you're coming with us. And I'm like, oh, how could I not go? Or anything I need, like, hey neighbors, do you have this tool? Or can you help me with the trailer? I mean, there are a lot of rumors and prejudices that people in small towns are closed off, but listen, I've lived in Madrid my whole life. I didn't even know my next door neighbor, and here I can't go anywhere without someone greeting me.
You're literally family now?
Yes, we're family, literally.
How cool. Well, I'll keep asking you some things. Let's show them a bit of what you've done. What we have here is a typical Galician horreo, which is different from the Asturian ones, right?
It's a Galician horreo. It's a bit run down, as you can see, but well, I'd like to restore it in the future. It was used to store the harvest to be able to feed the animals during the winter. In this village, we have many like this, but they're neglected and falling apart, like this one, where the slabs are sliding. Still, it's typical local architecture, with roofs made from local stone. I don't know, I think it's heritage that should be preserved.
Of course, like in Asturias, people talk a lot about protecting the horreo there, but they're all in this condition, which is a shame since we know many people no longer make a living from farming. And wow, you're not going to use it for what it was used for in the past, but it does have other functions. You could do a lot of things with it. This one isn't as livable as the ones in Asturias, but I'm sure you'd like to give it a second life in another way.
Honestly, I have a hot tub in the stable that I've measured and it fits perfectly inside. I would love it because after working in the fields, coming back to fill the warm tub and just relax with these views is perfect for me.
In the end, does it matter if it's run down or gone versus doing something attention grabbing and explaining what it was for, even if it now serves a different purpose? I try to preserve some of the original essence since I know many purists value that.
You have to maintain the aesthetics because they're protected, and you have to enclose them with boards, and you have to keep the slate roof, and you have to keep it as it was, at least on the outside. But yes, I mean, I'm a purist. I like to keep things as they were from the beginning. I don't even want to put a single nail in it.
Oh, that's how it has to be.
Everything's as it should be. The Christmas lights are still there. I just turned them off.
It's fine. You're bringing life to the town.
Yes, yes, yes.
The little house, what is it? All of this that we're seeing here? Yes, this is the main house, right? Uh-huh.
Here is what would be the kitchen, the living room, the traditional hearth, and my bedroom. And these are the other rooms where I will sleep in the future because that balcony is worth restoring.
I see you have chickens here too, so you're really getting things set up, huh?
Yes, yes, yes. There are my little chickens and the rabbits.
Oh, you have rabbits too?
Yes, I have rabbits too, yes.
If you show us, I'm sure they'll love it.
Obviously.
I assume you built this yourself? Everything looks handmade, right? I mean, all reclaimed from the forest?
I actually got the wood for this door from a house they tore down there, and it makes me sad to see it go to waste. And well, the sticks are just sticks.
Everything is reusable in the countryside, and that's one of the mindsets you need to have when you come to the country. Not to buy, but to produce things yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I also got this door from a house they tore down, and it needed to be preserved too.
That's cool.
The little bunnies. I don't know if you can see anything.
Yeah, I have some light over here. Look, you have the chicken coop over there too, look.
There are saws.
You kept them locked up so I could see them, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen them. See, the little hens have their entrance there. Wow, they live like ladies here, huh?
They basically have their own palace.
Look, with dry grass there for them to sleep on. Yeah, well protected so that, well, around here, foxes and all that are a problem.
Yes, we have quite a few foxes, and there are also wolves.
Wolves too. Well, I can imagine with these forests you have here. Yes. Honestly, in Asturias, where I am, I don't really have a problem with it. With the issue of wolves and that, because I live more on the coast, but foxes and eagles, a lot. And the eagles too.
Here, there are also a lot of eagles. In fact, a neighbor down there who keeps his chickens more out in the open, not like me who has the fruit trees and all that. Eagles do come and take his chickens from time to time. That's why I also put them under the tree, to see if it offers some protection, because this place is empty, and since there's no one around, in the end the animals take over the land.
Yeah.
I have running water at home that comes from the mountain. Setting it all up took effort, but I prefer coming here. It tastes better when I bring my little jug, leave them at the fountain, and take them home.
I'll tell you, I wasn't thirsty, but seeing the water run down, straight from the mountain, through the moss, look, it's crazy. From the spring, the work our ancestors did to make all this out of stone, look how it's been worked. Drinking this water must be amazing.
It's really good, honestly. I mean, people talk about Madrid's water, but that's because they haven't tried this one here, you know?
They say the water in Madrid is good,
This one is good.
the rest isn't. And where does this road go?
To the school. Shall we see it?
Come on, is this the path you used to take to go to school?
Yes.
Awesome, come on, look. Incredible.
Well, here we have the school that used to serve the hamlet. And here we have a 100-year-old chestnut tree that I almost have to fight with the wild boars to get the chestnuts because it produces them this big. And they're delicious.
They come to eat them, just like you.
Of course they come. I mean, who wouldn't come for them? Well, here to this school, all the kids from nearby villages used to come here, so there are paths leading in from the surrounding villages. They all come. So be careful going down because...
I'm amazed and sorry for stopping here, but it's just that, seriously, look where the school is. You can't see any houses right now, can you?
You have to keep in mind that all of this used to be meadows because this village has always lived off livestock, and all the areas that are now forests used to be pastures for cows and sheep. It's a shame everything is lost since people no longer want to work the land. Be careful going down, okay? The path is abandoned.
It's pretty bad.
Look, and this is a path, okay? I swear.
Yeah, this used to be a path back in the day. So you brought me here to see the old little school where these kids used to study. This is from the Franco era, since schools in Asturias are very similar. It's impressive. I've seen schools like this in villages you'd never expect. Today, no one would build a school like this, right? They'd build a school anywhere. Impressive. That really stands out to me. It's likely built over the old one, right?
Well, I'm not really sure about that, to be honest, because it's true that this village grew a lot. Back in the day, there were more than 150 people. And there were even 8 or 9 kids per household, so they needed a school. Besides, it wasn't just for this village. The kids came from neighboring villages too.
Wow, it's awesome we're exploring it. You really know where to take me, huh?
Yeah, that's what happens when I follow you.
Sure, I haven't mentioned this, but Lucia, when I messaged you on social media, you said you were following me and were excited. That made me even more excited.
For a long time too, right?
Well, I was even more excited thinking, damn, the person I'm writing to, the one whose life and what she's doing I liked, actually wrote to me.
One of the things that pushed me to come to a place like this was watching videos of people like you who show abandoned places. And I said, wow, one of those houses deserves a second chance.
Wow, that's so cool. I just got goosebumps, you know? I'm wearing a sweatshirt so I can't show you, but I imagine this was the classroom where all the kids...
Yes, the classroom was here, and it's a shame. I really love the tile floor too. I'd even like to be able to fix it up a bit.
Have any ideas for this place? Yes, do you have something in mind?
Yes, I'm going to bring in cows, hopefully not too long from now. And well, upstairs there's an apartment, and there are a lot of people writing to me to volunteer and do things like that here in the village. And I would really like to be able to do that and renovate this place so that people who want to experience living in the countryside have a good place to do it and also learn a trade, because here I would like to have the cows birthing pens.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to come see you eventually, okay?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope you keep succeeding on social media and people keep watching you. For those without Instagram or who won't follow you, I'll return so they can see the process.
That sounds great. You're always welcome here anytime.
Well, I'm going to come. I'm going to come because I love this place, you know?
Yes, it's just a paradise.
Should we visit the teacher's house? Yes, it interests me.
The teachers, she was a woman.
Oh, was she a woman?
Yes.
Why was this school abandoned? Do you know its history?
Yes, the truth is, it's a bit of a sad story because shortly after it was built, the woman was diagnosed with cancer. Oh, and that's it. I don't think it was in use for more than 2 years, right?
Wow.
There's a spectacular balcony here too, which is all dirty right now, but just imagine this. Right there in front, there's a small waterfall, a little cascade of water, and a bit further down, there's also a pool of water. I can picture kids here in summer leaving school to cool off.
Amazing, amazing. The balcony he had was incredible. The teacher here. That's great. And the kids came up since the house was accessed from here, right?
From here on, it's all part of the house.
Wow, what a house, right?
Yeah, honestly, the lady lived pretty well, huh?
No, I'm amazed. Look, the stove is still here, the sink, the wash basin. Look at these views, no matter where you look, right?
It's just amazing.
Look, man, this is crazy. Look at the window here without glass. Well, you can't even open this now.
Maybe if you use a lot of force, you could.
I think this is basically welded shut.
See? It's still there. They didn't take the stove.
That's odd. They usually take this plate. Yeah, it's tough, but we're pretty far away. And look, my father once told me that those cook stoves that heated the kitchen were all made in Bilbao. And there you have it, huh? Bilbao type, special reinforced. It still has the hot water feature.
It's still enameled. This is just incredible.
When I come in here, what I imagine is the smell of food from that time, you know? Roasted chestnuts. Yes, people used to eat differently.
I had never tried chestnuts boiled with potatoes until I came here, but now I can't live without them.
Is it a traditional dish here or what?
Yes, very much so, actually.
Well, it's all empty, but just so you can see the layout a bit, another room here. Where will you take us now?
Now we're going to take a look around the village because we have houses protected by UNESCO. And well, I also want to show you a bit of the town.
All right, let's go over there. Lucia, a question that I'm sure you get a lot. What did you do before you were here?
I was the kind of person who did whatever it took to get by, but I've had an online craft store, I've worked nights in nightclubs, I've been a street musician. I've done a bit of everything, honestly.
You always follow your heart, right? Like you're doing now, because people who do things like this usually listen to what their heart tells them.
I've always done what I felt was necessary at the time, and it's worked out well for me. I recommend this to everyone. If you feel drawn to the forest, follow your heart. There's a reason.
That's cool. And how has your family handled it?
My family, they're already used to me being a little crazy. So, well, they don't like that I'm so far away because in the end, 6 hours from Madrid, but they're happy for me. Even my face has changed, my eyes shine, and they... The truth is, they're really grateful that I found a place to be happy. Well, we've arrived at the old sawmill, which is now completely destroyed. But anyway, a lot of wood was processed here.
You've got springs and fountains everywhere. Come on.
Honestly, we have enough water. There are 5 of these in the village. They're all drinkable, yes? They're all drinkable. And actually, what we have here is an excess of water. It overflows everywhere. There's also a pool with a waterfall where I can't touch the bottom. Perfect for summer swimming.
Damn, you have a pool, water. Without limits, which is unthinkable for many places. You said this used to be the old sawmill. That's wild, huh? How is it now? What a shame.
Yeah.
Just think of how many people this has fed, and especially how many houses and things this must have made, huh?
Honestly, yes, it's a shame that everything is falling apart, but there just aren't people in the countryside, and in the end, you can't take care of so many buildings when they're empty.
Well, there may not be many people now, but once they see you, huh? I know a lot of people are going to get motivated, you'll see.
Well, I really hope so.
Yes, you're definitely an inspiration. You'll see it in the comments. Share your thoughts below. So she keeps going with this project, which I honestly found very interesting, Lucia. That's why I wrote to you. It seemed magical to me, someone as young as you. How old are you?
27.
27 years old, much younger than me. You've already done what I haven't dared to. I know I'll eventually find my place, and it will be much like this.
This is wonderful, honestly.
This is amazing, really. This is the entrance to the village, which we had talked about. We were showing each other a bit of the entrance to the village. So where did you want to take me? You've told me a lot already.
Yes, there's a house that's protected by UNESCO because it was the first or one of the first houses in the village. It's completely collapsed, but it's part of the village's heritage after all.
Damn. Here you had for the bread and all that. Did you have an oven for everyone, or did you have individual ones? Do you know a bit about that?
There was an oven that was kind of attached to a house, but it was more for common use. We also had a mill. People from the surrounding villages also came here to grind their grain. That's down by the river. It's destroyed, but we want to restore it. We'd really love to.
That's so cool. All right then, let's go see that house you were telling me so much about.
Well, this was one of the first houses in the village. It's a shame because it's all boarded up and ruined, but it's a fantastic mansion, which is for sale, by the way, and it's protected by UNESCO.
It's protected by UNESCO. Seriously, that's no joke.
It's really not a joke, honestly.
I mean, the level of protection from UNESCO is because it was really important, especially if it was the first one here in the village.
Yes, I'm not sure about its history, but I think it's magnificent. Just look at it. It's huge, and everything used to be done by hand. Just imagine moving each stone of this huge house. How many people would have lived inside here? It's just...
And how important they must have been, because having a house of this caliber in those days...
Of this size, I think it's the biggest or the second biggest in the whole village.
Amazing, really. Well, thank you for showing it to us, because people are blown away by this kind of thing, you know? Yeah.
Come on, and we're going to show you something else, which I know you're going to like.
Let's go.
Since I followed you for a while, I know you really like these things.
Let's see. This is what you brought me to see. I see something abandoned and I'm already freaking out. Wow, the oven, man. Yeah, look at this. It's crazy. So this was the village bread oven, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many loaves of bread they must have made here. This was restored a few years ago. I wasn't there, honestly. I would have liked to take part, but maybe this summer we can put the roof on because it's still used, you know? We use it from time to time.
The roof has completely collapsed, but the neighbors have done some work here. This little roof for the firewood to keep it down here. And look how amazing it is, huh? Look, you can still see the work of the stonemason. I guess this is where the smoke comes out. That's cool, man. And the whole oven is made of stone, huh? Also, look, instead of being brick, these are the kinds of things that catch my attention depending on the place I visit. Instead of being brick, it's the typical stone you have here, which is granite, right? Yes, it does have some cement there. Well, not exactly cement, but like a brick closing the joints.
Yes, because it was renovated in the end.
That's great, man. That's great, dude.
Also, in this area, we have something very unique, which is that there's a lot of iron in the rocks, so it makes them look like they have veins. I love it. There's a lot of quartz in the mountain that looks like it has red veins, white stones with red veins. I love them.
That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. I can see you're really into this place, huh?
Yes.
How long have you been living here full time?
I've been fully settled in since the summer. I bought the house in the summer, but I've been coming here for 4 years already.
Wow, really? That's cool, that's cool.
Yes.
All right then.
I'm going to close this.
Let's continue and close it there. She left it open so I could look at it. Honestly, guys, I'm amazed, you know? I'm even getting motivated myself to make the decision to leave, even if it's just to get a cabin or something, I don't know. Look at all the granaries that are abandoned here. Look at the state they're in. Well, and houses, you can see that there are a lot of houses here. All over the village.
The truth is, these have already collapsed at the back.
What a shame, huh? Because then there are permits and all that, which is something people here always ask me about, how that works. getting renovation permission, since in Asturias everything is complicated. They want people in the villages, but make construction nearly impossible. Even fixing this roof is a hassle. They would already give you trouble, you know?
Well, honestly, the whole permit thing is something that goes through the town hall, and it's different in every place. They haven't given me any trouble so far, and honestly, I hope they don't. The best thing is to visit an area and get information, but you should also check if it's protected. For example, my village itself isn't in the Natura network, but the mountain next to it is, so you really have to keep those things in mind because the requirements aren't the same from one place to another.
That's cool. That little bird in the background is keeping you company. I was really focused on you, but also on it, you know?
There are a lot of robins. I wake up every day with the robins walking around, and it's wonderful.
Also, a little bit of rain falls and it's like it brings the forest back to life, you know? Amazing, amazing.
This is magical. Well, another thing that people ask me a lot, I think they're really curious about it, is how I'm supporting myself right now. I've worked for a while to build up unemployment benefits and use them to spend time on the house, which was in really bad shape. So right now what I'm doing is taking advantage of my unemployment benefits to do a bigger renovation on the house, and I'm applying to start a livestock operation, which is one of my dreams in life. Now in September, if everything goes well and they accept me, I'm going to get some cows. And if they don't accept me, well, I'll still do it, but more slowly. So,
That's cool. So that's what you're doing right now. People probably ask you most often how you manage to live here now.
how do I do it? I always say the same thing. That's what unemployment benefits are for.
You've earned it. It's not like they're giving you anything for free. You've worked for it. In Spain, they don't give much away for free.
Also, I say this a lot too. I'm already living here. I spent months getting up at 4 in the morning to go to work at a place that was 40 minutes from here, just because I could leave earlier by starting so early, and in the afternoon I could keep working on the renovations. And I've been working hard, and using my unemployment benefits to renovate my house and pursue my dream helps a lot. I won't call it a privilege since I've earned it, but it's truly helpful.
And it takes a lot to move here to live. I mean, let's talk about two things. For example, how much can a house generally cost here in these villages? And then if you need too many things to live here,
Houses, that's something you have to see for yourself and according to your needs. I know of houses that are given away for free, others that are much better and ready to move into, maybe 5,000, 10,000. I also know of houses that are perfectly ready to live in for 20,000 bucks. As for how much you need, I arrived with only the clothes on my back. I mean, I came here with nothing. You just start picking up things as you need them, because what you really need isn't things or tools. As many of you point out, I have a lot of tools. What you really need is motivation. Because if you don't have a way to do it, in the end, you find a way to figure it out. So, do you really need a lot of things? No, a good attitude is the only thing you really need.
it's actually a pretty interesting topic, to be honest. I imagine you get bombarded with these kinds of questions, and here we've made it pretty clear. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or ask directly on his social media, as I imagine you answer as many as you can.
I answer everything I can, everything I see that's more than just a hello, and I try to respond.
I experienced the same thing. I can't reply to everyone either, but if it's about Lucia and things like that, check social media first. If you want to comment here, they'll be answered too. I don't know if there's any topic they ask you about that catches their attention more. The house, I imagine you bought it. Yes, yes, yes. You acquired it, because I know many people are going to say, oh, she's a squatter. No, no, there are a lot of people who have that idea. Yes, yes, there are people who think that way. I don't know, when it opens, young people come.
There are quite a few people who have also told me the same thing, asking if the house is mine. Of course it's mine. I wouldn't be doing all the renovations I'm doing if it wasn't mine, because in the end it's a lot of money, you know? What happens is that I also prefer to spend what I would spend on rent on a house that's going to be mine for life.
How much would you spend each month? How much would you need financially to live like this?
For me,
For you, since you already have the house and are doing well, how much do you think it would be? Keep in mind that you have a garden, you have chickens, you have your eggs, having the basic things you need to have in a village.
okay, what I spend the most on each month is my animals. I spend about 150 on them, and about the same for myself. My monthly groceries are 50 euros. Because between the garden and foraging, I really like foraging. And I say this because right now my garden is small, but when I have a big garden, My intention is to buy as little as possible. I mean, rice, oil, and not much else, but very little really. Living in a village is very cheap, especially if you have your own animals. Go for it. For God's sake, the countryside is empty and it needs people.
That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm stopping here and might make a second video later. What do you think about how your progress is going to be here? I'll come back later and we'll do a quick summary of all the progress we've seen, of how we see things now, and how they're going to be in the future. Everything that has grown.
You're welcome anytime.
I think I'll stop here. As I said, I'll share Lucia's social media links so you can support and follow her. She's grown a lot, but deserves to grow a lot more. I hope this has also given you a bit of motivation to do what we've always carried inside, which is connecting with nature, something we've put aside for so long. These videos are longer than the others we've discussed, since today's video seems lengthy. We have to watch it at double speed. If you're one of those people watching it right now at double speed, or you have to watch it in several parts because a long video seems boring to you. This type of content is made for people who really want to reconnect, take it slow, enjoy nature, and aren't in a hurry. I'm not interested in creating content that's sensational or where we have to show intimate things. I know that many of the houses I enter are abandoned, but in the end, there's a message behind that, so people understand that material things aren't always what's important, and what we're losing. I won't go on much longer. A word to the wise is enough. I'll leave my social media if you want updates on content I don't post here on YouTube, and see you in the next video.